and they can't access the ability to donate. So I want to talk today about 3 things you need to check before you launch your Giving Tuesday campaign. Number 1 is links. Check all your links, even the Learn More links, even the link that says click here, even your donate buttons. Check all those links. If a donor lands on your page, not a lot of them are going to have the courtesy enough to say, hey, by the way, your link is not working. I was trying to donate and I wasn't able to. So check all your links. Sometimes when you're transferring links throughout your team, you may miss a certain letter at the end of the URL. So you just want to make sure that you have complete links. So when people access your website or your landing page, or your fundraising page, that everything is working properly and there's no confusion going on, because as I said, not everyone is going to give you the courtesy enough to say, hey, so your link isn't working, you may want to check it out and make sure that it is working. So check your links everywhere. Check them in your email campaigns, check them on the fundraising page, check them on your website. One thing I say to nonprofits is that if you are just forwarding people to your website, you're going to find that your donations that are coming in, the frequency of those may be a little bit less versus having a fundraising page. So if you have time to put together a fundraising page versus forwarding people to your website, you will see a difference. If you're connected with me on Instagram, you'll find that there's videos on fundraising page tips, and I would encourage you to go watch those. So number 2, I suggest that you check your grammar. Check your grammar and for clarity. If someone comes to your website or your landing page and they find that the grammar's off and it's not clear exactly what you're asking for funding for, or every line they're seeing some type of grammatical error, consider that this is unprofessional. So you want to make sure that the messaging is clear. What is a fundraiser going to do? Who is it going to serve? How many? What are the details that are involved in that? So check your grammar and for clarity. And then finally, I want you to make sure that your page has the ability to have individuals put in their contact information. So if you're using Venmo, if you're using Cash App, if you know that person, that's fine, because you could probably contact them and say, hey, can you give us your email? We'd like to be able to stay connected with you. But I strongly recommend that you do not use Cash App or Venmo unless you have the ability to get the donor's information. You don't want them to just be a first-time donor. You want them to be a donor that gives again, not just on Giving Tuesday of this year, but perhaps in next year, 2022, when you have your first campaign or your third, or Giving Tuesday again for next year. So you want to have the ability to collect donor information. The minimum should be their email, and if you want to go past that, and I recommend this, is to get their address. People love getting things in the mail still, and so if your nonprofit decides to send something via mail, it can be a pleasant surprise for donors. So consider that as well. So I hope this was useful. If it was, give the video a thumbs up. Also connect with me on Instagram and LinkedIn so you can get more tips for your nonprofit and insight so you can have sustainable organizations, but most importantly, be able to serve your constituents and your beneficiaries well. So thank you so much for joining, and I will see you next time with some more tips